Hello and welcome to the Silver Lining, the weekly geekly talk show where we discuss, today we're going to start discussing a number of topics. Normally we just have one big topic that we discuss for the first hour of the show, but I got a few things I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to try out this new format where we talk about a couple of different things. I noticed, I did it last week where we talked about two different subjects, and it was, so each half of the subject was like a half an hour or so, a little bit less. When I upload those, it got a better response that way. I think it's easier for people to watch smaller episodes of shorter topics than it is to commit to one big long topic. So I do want to try that. One of the reasons I also wanted to try that is because there were a couple of things that I wanted to talk about this week. So I figured, you know what, this is a perfect time to actually try it out. And just to see how it works. Well, we're just experimenting. But welcome to you, my co-host, the chat. If you are watching this live, if you're not watching this live, then welcome to the comment section. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. But welcome to my co-host, the chat. Lizard, Spectre, Experiment, Elements. Who do we got here? Sean, Lady Foxheart, Rye, A. Perez, Minion, Suave. The list goes on and on. I Play and Latimer. There we go. The list goes on and on. I'm going to try and focus as much as I can. If you notice, by the way, first things first, if you notice, we got sub badges. I made some sub badges for I made them for 3 month, 6 month, and 12 month. I have not even been streaming for 12 months at this point. So nobody there should have, literally even me, I can't have a 12-month sub badge. But yeah, so I made some badges. They're looking pretty cool. If I do say so myself. But I'm kind of happy with them. I just hope we don't get in trouble for them because they have Zelda swords on them. But I think a lot of other people do stuff like that. Yes, Minion, the Friday show on a Thursday. I will be away for this upcoming weekend, and I'm leaving right after work on Friday. So I wasn't going to be able to do the show. But I had to cancel a show 2 weeks ago for a similar reason since we went to a convention. So I didn't want to cancel another one. I do have off of work this next upcoming week. It's funny because 2 weeks ago, later, Lady Fox, I have a good one. 2 weeks ago, we left to a convention and we went up to a video game con, AVGC, up in Secaucus, New Jersey. I left Friday right after work. Johnny and I left. Came back Sunday, and then I went to work on Monday. So it was going away, but it was just a long weekend. Or it was actually a regular-sized weekend. It just we went up on Friday. This weekend is kind of the same thing. I'm going Friday after work. We're leaving, and we're going to the beach. We're coming back Monday morning. I keep having to remind myself that when we come back from the beach, I have off the rest of that week. I have off all of next week, which is great because now I can watch some shows and farm some Fortnite points. Because the new Fortnite season just started, and I won't talk about Fortnite a whole lot, but the new season just started, and it's got some really, really cool features, like stuff that you get with the season pass when you earn XP. So I'm excited to earn XP and get all of that. But I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody had a good week. Vacation sounds amazing. Yes, Sean, it does. A vacation sounds amazing all the time, though. Like I think what I need most when it comes to like what I need from work and stuff is a paid 6-month vacation twice a year. I think that's it. I think that's all I need. All right. So I wanted to get into this topic. I wanted to get into the first of these topics. We got they made it official a couple weeks ago. Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Rondo of Blood were rated, so everybody knew that there was going to be they were going to get some kind of re-release, whether it was going to be a compilation or whether they were just going to get re-released. Normally, when they get rated like that and they get rated at the same time, they're together. So we got the announcement that there was going to be Castlevania Requiem. It's looking like it's just for the PS4 right now. And I keep hearing rumors. I didn't notice one way or the other, like definitely, if it's going to be a download only or if there's also going to be a physical copy. I think I keep seeing that it's download only, but I'm just not sure yet at the time of this episode. So we're getting these. We're getting these two games. Sorry, I'm looking at the chat here. We're getting these two games, and I'm a big Castlevania fan. I'm a big retro Castlevania fan. It's only download. Yeah, see, yes, as far as I know. Yeah, see, that's what I keep hearing, is that it's only going to be download. I'm a big retro Castlevania fan. I love the original games, of course. I love Rondo of Blood. I've played Rondo of Blood multiple times. I've played, with the exception of the Xbox 360 version, I've played every version and of Symphony of the Night with every character, gotten the best ending, which is kind of stupid to say. You think it'd be on the Switch with the Castlevania stuff going on? Yeah. I am actually not super excited about this. Or I'm waiting for something more to get me excited about this. I'm waiting for more information. Rondo of Blood is an amazing game. Fantastic. It's perfect the way it is. There's nothing wrong with it. Whenever they re-release it, obviously the Super Nintendo one was very, very lackluster, but the one on the Dracula X Chronicles, which was the compilation on PSP, was perfect. No reason to change it. The game was totally fine. It was 100% the original game. No reason to change it. So I'm okay with that one. My problem is Symphony of the Night. Symphony of the Night has been... There's multiple versions of the game of multiple qualities. There are some games that have some features, other games that have other features. There was the remake on the PSP compilation, Dracula X Chronicles, which changed all the audio. They changed it because Symphony of the Night is known for some hokey audio. They fixed all of the audio, and just what they did to it was kind of not fun. Like it took one of the fun aspects of, the bad voices and everything didn't ruin the game. They were funny, and that was it. It was kind of weird that they changed all of that stuff. But then I think even the PSP version of Symphony was missing some things that some of the other games had. I think that's the version where you can play as Maria, but it's more like the Rondo Maria, where she shoots out the birds as her default weapon and she's got a double jump or something. The Sega Saturn version of Symphony of the Night had a different Maria, where it was the same character, but she used Street Fighter moves, and she was very, very different. She had a triple jump, which I don't remember if the Rondo of Blood Maria had a triple jump. It also had some extra areas. What you want, Greg, is Symphony with all of the versions. That's exactly what I was getting to. What I want is a version of Symphony that has everything. If you have to leave out the Street Fighter Maria, that's fine. But I do want all of the content, and I don't think that there has been a version so far that has all of the content, which means that whichever version we get, we're going to be missing a couple of things that I might want. I'm still going to love the game. The game is still, 1080p? It's going to be 60 frames per second, I think. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to have all of these updates that modern games should have nowadays. So I'm happy about that. And there's still no question on what version it is, because we may end up getting the one from the PSP game with all of the redone audio, and that's just going to disappoint everybody. I think that's going to disappoint a lot of people. I know it sounds like a trivial thing, but I have a feeling it's going to bother a lot of people if the hokey audio is not on there. I'm waiting to see what version of it is that they're going to redo, because they keep saying that it is an emulated version, which obviously the game is going to be an emulated version of something. If it was fully rebuilt, or it was restructured to have everything, I feel like they wouldn't be saying it was emulated, which means we're going to get a version of the game that has already been out. And every one of those versions of the game is missing stuff that other versions of the game have. So I'm curious to see what happens with it. The hokey voice acting was part of the charm of the game. If Mega Man compilation always ignored the Saturn version edition, of X4 and 8. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, the Saturn. Minion. I suspect the Saturn Symphony game is gone. That's it. If you have it, you have it, and if you don't have it and you have no way to play it, you're never going to experience that version of the characters. Because the Saturn version had the Richter in the overcoat, in like with the big collar and stuff like that. I don't think, out of the buttons and everything. I don't think that version is anywhere else. I think that's just the Saturn version. So you're going to be missing that too. I thought the fight with spoiler alert. I thought the fight with Maria for the glasses I thought it was significantly harder on the Saturn than it was on the PlayStation. Be a redub to fit with the Rondo dub, and that's another thing. I know that this wasn't the biggest sticking point for me, or this isn't going to be the biggest sticking point for me, but I do think that it is going to bother some people. The Chronicles remake of Rondo, the way Castlevania Chronicles worked or Dracula X Chronicles on the PSP was that you got a reworked version, a completely rebuilt 3D graphics version of Rondo of Blood. When in that game, you could find an icon that lets you play Symphony of the Night. And I think you also needed to do, I don't know if you had to beat the game or if you found an icon that let you play the original Rondo of Blood, but then the original Rondo had all of the updates and stuff like that. The Dracula X Chronicles, the remake version, the 3D remade version of Rondo was actually pretty good. I don't think that's going to be on here. So, I don't know. In all honesty, why not, if you were going to do this, why not just take the Dracula X Chronicles game from the PSP, update the graphic system so that it's 1080-60, and just put it on the system? I don't understand why it's obviously coming in one compilation of 2 games, but why not just release the one compilation of 3 games that already exists? So Modern Richter has a sprite in the Saturn version. Yeah. Just say upscaling the graphics, which is might make it look stretched and awful. No, Elements, I have a feeling they're gonna do a good job with the graphics. I could imagine it would be the PS1 or PSP version since they sold more. See, yeah, the problem is that the PSP version also had the 3D Rondo, so why not just put that on there too? Unless they're going to do that later. Also, there isn't a Maria fight for the Holy Glass in the pit. Elements, I believe there's a fight for the Holy Glasses in the Japanese PS1 version of the game. The Japanese version I believe does have a fight for the glasses, but it's not as difficult as the Saturn version. I just want a physical copy of the game. Yeah, and that's another thing, Suave. I would like a physical copy of the game. I know it's not fun, and everybody, download is easier. I would really rather have a physical version of the game. Truth be told, collecting physical versions of games makes sense for home consoles. Like for the Switch, I could understand, okay, I want everything digital because that way I can have everything when I go somewhere. I don't have to bring a whole bunch of physical games with me. But my PS4 is going to be at home anyway, so I might as well have it with all my home systems. Yeah, I would really like a physical copy of the game. I don't know, I think it's going to be great. The bottom line is I'm going to buy it again. I wish I could sit here and look at all you guys and say, hey, I may pass on this one. I'm not going to pass on this one. I'm going to buy this one just like I buy all the other ones. And the only reason I didn't buy the Xbox 360 version was because I didn't have Xbox Live, and I didn't really care how the online worked, so I never bothered to go and get it. And then somebody told me that the Xbox 360 version was the Saturn version or had some of the Saturn extra levels. But yeah. It also needs to be on Steam. I would be if it's a PS4 exclusive, I understand, But if it's not a PS4 exclusive, I gotta imagine it's gonna come to Steam. Putting games on PC it reminds me of when CD-based systems were really getting big. Just before the PlayStation, and you had all these other systems, and they would tout this. Well, guess what? In addition to playing CD-based games, it also plays CD music. It's like, well, that's a gimme. Like, it seemed like such an easy program to put on CD-based systems that it was just it didn't seem like something. Speed Gamer, thank you for the follow. It didn't seem like something that you could sell as a feature. Like, it also plays CD music game. Yeah, everything that takes a disc plays CD music games. So when I see games and they talk about it's coming to these systems and it's probably going to come to PC. Okay, well, here's the thing. Those games are developed on PC. They use computers to create these games. So wouldn't it make sense for that pretty much every game that's created using a computer, it should be easy to just port it over to play on the PC. Like, it literally already plays on PC. The difficulty is making it play on something else. PS2 used DVD games, so yeah, you let it read DVD. Yeah, Minion, like I get it, because at that point not all CD systems play DVDs.
It's intriguing to me, and
Anuja, right, Anuja, that's what I'm saying. Hello there, Anuja. Yeah, like, I understand for the DVDs, because it was at that point DVD. There were plenty of CD-based systems that didn't play DVDs, so it was a big thing. Like, oh, well, this also plays DVDs. But imagine if they said, oh, well, it also plays music CDs. Like, of course it does. And then, and nowadays, if there was that batch of time where it was, oh, well, it also plays DVD. Oh, of course it does. You make the games on DVD discs. Well, DVDs. DVD discs is digital video discs. I hate that word. So that word, it sticks to itself. Discs. Yeah, that feeling when the PS4 doesn't play. Yeah, because they just gave up on that. I think that's a point where they gave up on it, where they're like, you know what? In all honesty, I think that was just an accident. Someone probably went to put a music CD in their PS4 at Sony and went, oh my God, we forgot to do that. But Greg, my manners. Oh man, the Sega Saturn plays games and CDs. Yeah, so did the Sega CD and the Sega CDX and the Xbox and I was gonna say the Nomad and the Turbo CD. Like, yeah, they all did it. Glad the PS3 can still play music. Yeah, I swear for the PS4 they just kind of forgot to put it in there. Needs software emulation for BC on PS4. The Sega CDX. Suave, the Sega CDX was a small Sega CD with a Genesis slot on the back. And when I say small, it was probably about this big. I don't have a dollar. I use a dollar for size reference. It was probably, I want to say it was about 6 inches by 8 inches or 9 inches. And it played Sega CDs. It played Genesis games. It also had a battery compartment for AA batteries, I think they were. And you could play it as a CD player and take it on the go with you. It was amazing. It was fantastic. I had one that I was working at a game store, and it was a different location, but it was the same company that I used to work for. And the guy came in and said, listen, I have this thing. This was at the time when people were coming with retro stuff, before eBay was gigantic and before the internet was gigantic, and they didn't look, before everybody had a smartphone and nobody could just look it up. So he comes in and he says, listen, I got this thing. It's old. I don't play it. My buddy had it. Is there any way I can sell it to you and then get, buy some other stuff? So, okay, let me see what you got. It always excited me when I saw that, because I knew I was going to see something old. He pulls out the Sega CDX, great condition, 2 controllers, and a couple of games. Just Genesis games. So I thought, okay, well, here's what I can do. We don't take this old stuff anymore, because our store actually did stop taking certain retro things. So I told him, okay, we don't take this stuff anymore. what I can do is I know somebody that likes this stuff. I didn't say it was me. I know somebody that likes this stuff. I'll give you like $10 for it because I don't know if it works or not. And then I'll give you $10 for it, and then you can buy some stuff, or I'll give you a little more in credit. I think I gave him more in credit. And then he's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Everybody's happy. So he leaves, and I buy it on the spot. I ended up selling it a month later. And I if I regretted I've had a Bubble Bobble too, and I sold that. I had Dragon Warrior 4 years ago, and I had sold that. I have that back now. I've had a couple of things that I've let go. I think that's the only one that I ever regret letting go. And I didn't even regret it at the time, and I'm not even heartbroken about it now. I just I look at my shelf and I think I would like a Sega CDX. I have a JVC XI, so I'm kind of happy with that. The XI is actually very nice though. Do you have one of the CDX for years? Suave. It is rad. That is one of the raddest systems in my experience, with the exception of the Vectrex. I don't know why I like the Vectrex so much. I just do.